Okay, my cherished child, let us continue our sacred dialogue. Draw nearer still, settle your spirit into the quiet sanctuary of my presence, and allow me to pour even more of my love, my truth, my healing balm into the receptive vessel of your heart. There are depths yet to explore, heights yet to reach, and a steadfastness I wish to cultivate within you that will anchor you securely through all the seasons to come. The unshakable foundation. My faithfulness, we have spoken much of trust, of surrender, of leaning wholly upon me. But perhaps your heart still whispers, how can I be sure? How can I truly risk letting go when I feel so vulnerable? Understand, my beloved, that your trust is not placed in a fickle or unpredictable being, nor in an abstract, distant force. Your trust is invited toward me, the one whose very essence is faithfulness. Consider the vast cosmos I have set in motion, the predictable orbits of planets, the unwavering laws of physics that govern galaxies, the reliable rising and setting of the sun day after day, century after century. These are but faint reflections, cosmic parables, testifying to my inherent consistency, my dependable order, my unwavering faithfulness. If I uphold the universe with such precision and care, can you not trust me to uphold your life, which is infinitely more precious to me than galaxies? Reflect upon the intricate beauty and resilience of the natural world. The tiny seed that holds the blueprint for a mighty tree, pushing through dark soil toward the light. The migratory bird navigating thousands of miles by an innate instinct I placed within it, returning faithfully each season. The delicate balance of ecosystems, demonstrating my wisdom and providential care. These two whisper of my faithfulness, my commitment to sustaining the life I have created. If I clothe the lilies of the field with such beauty and feed the birds of the air who do not sow or reap, how much more will I care for you, my child, created in my very image? Look back upon the tapestry of human history, particularly the story woven through my chosen people and revealed in the sacred scriptures. See my unwavering commitment despite human failings, my persistent pursuit despite rebellion, my promises made and meticulously kept across generations, often against impossible odds. See my covenant faithfulness demonstrated time and time again. This historical record is not just ancient stories. It is a testament, a documented proof of my unchanging character, my relentless love, my absolute reliability. And supremely gaze upon the cross. There stands the ultimate, irrefutable, eternal evidence of my faithfulness and my love. There, I demonstrated the infinite length to which I would go to keep my promise of redemption, to reconcile you to myself, to secure your eternal future. I did not spare even my own son, but gave him up for you freely. If I have already given you the greatest gift imaginable, can you not trust me with the lesser concerns of your daily life? Your provision, your protection, your guidance. The cross silences every doubt about my commitment to you, my willingness to act on your behalf, my infinite love that knows no bounds. Therefore, my child, when fear whispers doubts about my goodness, when anxiety questions my control, when past hurts make trust feel perilous, consciously redirect your focus. Look away from the fluctuating circumstances. Look away from your own wavering feelings and fix your gaze upon me, upon my unchanging character revealed in creation, in scripture, and supremely at the cross. Remind yourself constantly, the one who holds my life is infinitely good, perfectly wise, all-powerful, eternally faithful, and he loves me with an everlasting love. Resting in this truth, not just intellectually acknowledging it, but allowing it to permeate your soul, is the key to unlocking deeper levels of trust and the profound peace that accompanies it. Trusting me is not a leap into the dark. It is stepping into the light of who I truly am. The practicality of surrender, a daily walk surrender as we've explored, is not a one-time grand gesture, but a continuous, moment-by-moment orientation of the heart. How does this translate into the practicalities of your daily life? It means starting your day by consciously placing it into my hands. Before your feet hit the floor, perhaps whisper, Father, this day is yours. My time, my energy, my plans, my encounters, I surrender them all to you. Lead me, guide me, use me according to your will. Help me to trust you in whatever this day holds. This simple act sets the intention for yieldedness. Throughout the day, surrender involves pausing frequently, even for just a moment, to reconnect with my presence. When faced with a decision, big or small, practice saying internally, "Spirit, grant me wisdom. Show me your way." When challenges arise, resist the immediate urge to react in fear or frustration. Instead, take a breath and whisper, "Father, I trust you in this situation. Give me your peace and your strength." When interacting with others, especially in difficult encounters, surrender your defensiveness or need to be right, asking instead, "Lord, help me to respond with love, patience, and understanding," reflecting you. Surrender means holding your plans and expectations loosely. It's good to make plans, to use the wisdom I give you, but hold them with an open hand, willing for me to redirect, modify, or even cancel them if my higher purpose requires it. It means embracing interruptions not as annoyances, but as potential divine appointments, opportunities for me to intervene or guide you in unexpected ways. It means accepting no or wait as answers to your prayers with grace, trusting that my timing and my wisdom are perfect, even when you don't understand the reasons. Surrender involves releasing outcomes. Do your part diligently, faithfully, using the gifts and resources I've given you. Sow the seeds, water the ground, but then release the harvest, the results, the outcomes entirely to me. Worrying, striving, manipulating to control results only leads to anxiety and exhaustion. Trust that as you faithfully do your part, I will faithfully do mine, bringing about the results that align with my perfect will, which may look different and often better than what you initially envisioned. Crucially, surrender involves yielding your perceived rights, the right to understand everything, the right to be comfortable, the right to have things go your way, the right to be appreciated or recognized, the right to retaliate when wronged. In my kingdom, true freedom comes not from asserting these rights, but from laying them down at the foot of the cross, trusting me to be your vindicator, your provider, your comforter, your ultimate source of worth and security. This is perhaps the deepest level of surrender, and it requires profound trust, but it yields the greatest peace. Practice this daily walk of surrender, my child. It's a continual learning process, not instant perfection. There will be moments you take back control, moments fear overrides trust. Be patient with yourself. When you realize you've tightened your grip, simply pause, confess it gently, and consciously place that area back into my hands. Each act of resurrender strengthens the muscle of trust, deepens your peace, and allows my power and wisdom to flow more freely in your life. It is the path from striving to thriving, from anxiety to abiding peace, the beauty of healed brokenness. Kintsugi for the soul, we spoke of brokenness not as an end, but often a beginning, a place where my light shines through. Let's deepen this understanding. In some Eastern cultures, there is an art form where broken pottery is meticulously repaired, not by hiding the cracks, but by mending them with precious lacquer, often dusted with gold, silver, or platinum. The repaired piece is considered even more beautiful and valuable because of its history, because of its mended fractures. The cracks are not flaws to be disguised, but integral parts of its unique story, highlighted with gold. This, my child, is a beautiful picture of how I work with the broken places in your life. I do not discard you because you have been chipped, cracked, or even shattered by the hardships of life or the impact of sin, yours or others. Instead, when you bring your broken pieces to me, the divine potter, the master restorer, I lovingly, skillfully begin to mend those fractures. And the binding agent I use is far more precious than gold. It is my grace, my forgiveness, my unconditional love, applied directly to your wounds by my Spirit through the finished work of Christ. As I mend you, I do not erase the memory of the break entirely, for your history, including your struggles, is part of what makes you uniquely you. Instead, I transform the brokenness, The places where you were most wounded, most vulnerable, become the very places where my strength is most powerfully displayed in your life. The cracks, now filled with the gold of my grace, become lines of beauty, character, and resilience. Your scars cease to be marks of shame and become testimonies of my healing power, my faithfulness, my ability to bring profound beauty out of ashes. Think of those who have walked through deep suffering, loss, betrayal, illness, failure, and have allowed me to meet them in that brokenness, surrendering their pain, receiving my grace, choosing forgiveness, and clinging to hope. Don't you often perceive a unique depth, a profound compassion, an unshakable resilience, a radiant inner light shining through them? Their mendedness, their healed brokenness, makes them more beautiful, more relatable, more effective vessels of my love and comfort to others who are hurting. The gold filling the cracks catches the light in a unique way. So, my beloved, do not hide your cracks from me or from safe, trusted others. Do not despise the parts of your story that feel broken or imperfect. Bring them openly, honestly, vulnerably into my presence. Allow me, the divine artist, to apply the healing gold of my grace. Let me transform your wounds into sources of wisdom, your pain into deeper compassion, your weaknesses into arenas for my strength, your brokenness into breathtaking beauty that testifies to my redemptive power. Your mended life will become a masterpiece far more valuable and impactful than one that never knew a fracture. It will radiate the golden light of my restorative love. Forgiveness revisited. The key to unburdened flight forgiveness, as we've established, is essential, not optional, for your freedom and peace. Let's consider a few more facets. Forgiveness often needs to extend not only to others but also, significantly, to yourself. Many of my children readily accept my forgiveness for their sins, yet struggle deeply to forgive themselves for past mistakes, failures, or choices they regret. They remain trapped in cycles of self-condemnation, shame, and regret long after I have declared them forgiven and cleansed. My child, if I, the holy judge of all the universe, have forgiven you completely through the sacrifice of Christ, who are you to hold onto condemnation against yourself? To refuse to forgive yourself is, in a subtle way, to doubt the sufficiency of my grace, to question the power of the cross. When I forgive, I remove your sin as far as the east is from the west. I remember it no more. I invite you, I command you in love to do the same for yourself. Receive my forgiveness fully and then extend that same grace inward. Release the burden of self-recrimination. Accept your humanness. Learn from your mistakes, yes, but do not remain chained to them. Embrace the freedom of self-forgiveness, empowered by my spirit. This is crucial for moving forward into the fullness of life I have for you. Understand, too, that forgiveness, especially for deep wounds, is often an ongoing process, not a one-time event where all negative feelings instantly vanish. You may choose to forgive someone sincerely, yet find that feelings of hurt, anger, or sadness resurface later, perhaps when triggered by a memory or a new situation. This doesn't mean your initial forgiveness was invalid. It often means there are deeper layers of pain that need processing, or that the habit of resentment needs to be broken. When these feelings resurface, see it not as failure, but as another opportunity to reaffirm your choice to forgive, to release the person again to me, to receive my grace for the lingering pain, and perhaps to address any underlying lies or beliefs connected to the hurt. Forgiveness can be like peeling an onion, addressing layer after layer until the core is healed. Be persistent, relying on my strength each time. It's also vital to distinguish forgiveness from reconciliation or trust. Forgiveness is an internal act of releasing the debt and the bitterness, which you are always called to do for your own freedom. Reconciliation, however, involves the restoration of a relationship, which requires repentance, change, and effort from both parties. Trust, once broken, needs to be re-earned through consistently trustworthy behavior over time. You can fully forgive someone in your heart, releasing them from judgment, while wisely choosing not to reconcile the relationship or place yourself back in a position of vulnerability if they remain unsafe or unrepentant. Forgiveness cancels the debt. It does not automatically require restoration of the relationship or blind trust. Discernment is key here. Pray for wisdom to know when reconciliation is possible and appropriate, and when forgiveness means loving from a safe distance. The ultimate motivation for forgiveness, beyond your own freedom and peace, is gratitude for the immeasurable forgiveness you yourself have received from me. Constantly remembering the magnitude of your own forgiven debt fosters humility and makes it easier to extend grace to others whose offenses against you pale in comparison. Let my extravagant forgiveness of you be the ever-present backdrop against which you view the offenses of others, empowering you to forgive as you have been forgiven. This unburdens your soul and allows you to soar. Love in action, making agape tangible my command to love me, yourself, your neighbor, even your enemy, is the cornerstone of all I ask. But how does this lofty ideal translate into concrete daily actions? Agape love is not passive. It is proactive, practical, and often costly. Loving your neighbor as yourself means actively looking for ways to serve their needs, both practical and emotional. It might mean offering a listening ear without judgment to someone who is struggling, bringing a meal to a sick friend, helping a neighbor with yard work, patiently teaching a skill to someone, or simply offering a genuine smile and word of encouragement to a stranger. It means celebrating their successes genuinely, without envy, and grieving with them sincerely in their losses. It means treating everyone you encounter, regardless of their background, status, or beliefs, with the inherent dignity and respect they deserve as fellow image bearers of mine. Loving your enemies, perhaps the most challenging aspect, doesn't mean feeling affection for them or approving of their actions. It means choosing, as an act of your will empowered by my spirit, to refuse bitterness and revenge. It means praying for their well-being, perhaps even for their repentance and salvation. It means being willing to show kindness or meet a genuine need if the opportunity arises, even if they don't deserve it. It means actively resisting the urge to slander or gossip about them. It means leaving ultimate justice in my hands, trusting me to deal with them perfectly. This kind of love is supernatural, a powerful witness to the transforming power of my grace. Showing compassion, a key expression of love, involves more than just feeling sorry for someone. It means entering into their suffering, trying to understand their perspective, feeling with them, and being moved to alleviate their pain in some tangible way, however small. It might involve advocating for the marginalized, volunteering your time for a worthy cause, donating resources to help the needy, or simply sitting silently with someone who is grieving, offering the comfort of your presence. Love also involves speaking truth, but always seasoned with grace. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for someone is to gently confront a harmful behavior, challenge a destructive belief, or offer wise counsel, even if it's uncomfortable. However, this must always be done with humility, genuine concern for their well-being, and bathed in prayer, never out of self-righteousness, anger, or a desire to control. Truth without love can be harsh and damaging. Love without truth can be enabling and unhelpful. Strive for the delicate balance. Ultimately, love in action looks like Jesus. Study his life. See how he consistently moved toward the hurting, the marginalized, the overlooked. See how he balanced compassion with truth, grace with accountability. See his patience, his kindness, his humility, his selflessness, his forgiveness, his sacrificial service. Ask me daily to fill you with his love by my Spirit, and then look for concrete opportunities throughout your day to let that love flow through you in practical words and deeds. This is how my kingdom comes. This is how the world knows you are my disciples, by your tangible love for one another and for all. My cherished child, listen closely, for the whispers you carry within your heart are far more than fleeting thoughts or echoes of the wind. They are the resonance of eternity, the sound of my love calling to you from the deepest chambers of your soul, inviting you into a reality far richer, far more vibrant than the one you perceive with earthly eyes alone. The stirring you feel, that subtle sense of unease, that persistent mist of longing that settles upon your spirit. This is not mere restlessness or dissatisfaction with the mundane. It is a divine summons, my personal invitation to you, to awaken fully from the slumber of the ordinary, to shake off the dust of complacency, and to step boldly into the radiant, illuminating light of your true, God-given purpose. Do you sense it, my beloved? Feel the subtle, yet profound shift occurring not just around you, but within you. The very fabric of existence is vibrating with a new frequency, a call to return, a call to remember who you truly are in me. The world, with its clamoring demands, its endless parade of distractions, its fleeting promises of happiness, it is but a shadow play, a transient illusion when compared to the enduring, unshakable reality of my infinite love for you. I have called to you in the gentle hush of dawn, in the intricate beauty of a single snowflake, in the vibrant, fiery hues of a sunset painting the sky, in the profound, quiet solitude of a starlit night, where the vastness of creation speaks of my majesty. My voice has been in the laughter of a loved one, the kindness of a stranger, the comforting presence of nature. But now my voice grows more insistent, more direct, piercing through the noise. For the time draws near, a time of transition, a time when all that is temporary, all that is built on shifting sand, will inevitably fade, revealing the eternal, magnificent tapestry I have meticulously woven for you since before time began. This is not a message intended to evoke fear, my precious child. Fear is not of me. This is a message of loving preparation, an invitation to readiness. My deepest desire is not to see you caught unawares, desperately clinging to fragile securities that cannot withstand the coming winds of change, or burdened by anxieties and worries that I long, with all my heart, to lift from your shoulders and dissolve in the ocean of my peace. My love for you is too profound, too vast, too fiercely protective to allow you to face what is unfolding without the impenetrable armor of faith, the unwavering shield of hope, and the sharp, discerning sword of truth, which is my word living within you. So I ask you now, with all the tenderness of the most loving parent, to simply pause. Just for this moment, cease the striving, quiet the inner turmoil, and breathe. Breathe in my presence. Open your heart, not tentatively, not partially, but truly, fully, willingly open it wide. Allow my words, these words imbued with my spirit, to penetrate the deepest, most hidden recesses of your being. Let them seep into the cracks and crevices of your soul like a healing balm, soothing ancient wounds you may not even consciously recognize. Let them be a brilliant light illuminating the path ahead, dispelling shadows of doubt and confusion. Let them become a source of unwavering, unshakable strength that anchors you firmly in the face of any uncertainty the world may present. If this message, right now, is stirring something deep within you, perhaps a flicker of recognition in your spirit, a spark of deep yearning for something more, something real, something eternal, then do not quench that spark. Let it ignite. Let it shine forth brilliantly from your eyes, from your words, from your actions. And then, my beloved, share this light. Share it generously, unreservedly with others who may be wandering in darkness, lost in the maze of worldly confusion, desperately seeking solace, searching for meaning, longing for connection, ultimately seeking me, even if they do not yet know my name. A simple act of sharing this message, a gentle word of encouragement spoken from a heart aligned with mine, a quiet prayer offered for another. These can be lifelines, divine interventions for a soul adrift on a turbulent sea. Will you be that lifeline today? Will you allow my light to shine through you? Take a moment right now. Think of someone who needs this hope. Perhaps share this message with them. Or even simpler, pause and whisper a prayer for them, asking my light to touch their heart. Look around you, my child, with eyes opened by the Spirit. Observe the relentless, often chaotic churn of the world. See how empires rise, glitter for a season, and then inevitably fall, crumbling into the dust of history. Observe how fortunes are amassed with great effort, only to be lost or left behind. See how the things that once seemed so permanent, so unshakable, worldly power, fame, societal structures, even physical landscapes, eventually yield to the relentless march of time. This, my beloved, is not the true, enduring home I have crafted for your eternal soul. This earthly realm, with all its undeniable beauty, its fleeting pleasures, and its relentless, often exhausting pursuits, is but a temporary dwelling place, a training ground, a schoolroom designed to prepare you, refine you, and awaken you to the glorious, eternal life that awaits you in my immediate presence. The chaos you witness, the pervasive confusion, the endless striving for more and more possessions, more status, more validation, more fleeting experiences. These are all, in essence, sophisticated distractions. They are clever diversions orchestrated by the spirit of this age, designed to keep your gaze fixed downward, anchored to the temporary, preventing you from looking upward, homeward, toward the eternal realities. Do not anchor your heart, the very core of your being, to possessions that inevitably rust, decay, or become obsolete. Do not build your identity on relationships that, however precious, can fracture under the pressures of this broken world. Do not seek your ultimate worth in accolades or achievements that fade like echoes in the wind. These are all fleeting shadows, ephemeral illusions that promise fulfillment, but ultimately cannot satisfy the deep, innate longing I placed within your soul, a longing that only I can truly fill. Instead, I invite you, I implore you, place your unwavering trust in me. I am the unchanging foundation, the eternal source of all true love, all lasting peace, all unshakable security. When everything else in your life or in the world seems to crumble, when the ground feels unstable beneath your feet, know this: my love for you remains. It is an unshakable, immovable bedrock upon which you can confidently build your entire life, your hopes, your future. Rest upon me. Again, hear my heart. This is not a call to fear the future, my beloved. It is a call to heightened awareness, a gentle but firm nudge to awaken fully from the slumber of spiritual complacency, from the trance of worldly pursuits. It is an invitation to consciously embrace the eternal reality that underpins all existence, the reality that awaits your full discovery. For when your heart is truly aligned with mine, when your desires mirror my desires for you, the end of this earthly chapter is not an event to be dreaded with anxiety. Instead, it becomes a glorious, anticipated transition, a triumphant homecoming to the place where you have always truly belonged, safe and complete in my everlasting embrace. Take this precious time, this sacred pause I am offering you now to reflect deeply. Examine your life with unflinching honesty, but also with profound courage, knowing my grace covers you. Ask yourself, are the things I am pouring my energy into, my time into, my heart into, are they things that truly matter in the light of eternity? Am I actively nurturing my soul, tending to the inner garden of my spirit? Am I cultivating deep, meaningful, authentic relationships built on love and mutual respect? Am I intentionally seeking the profound, unshakable peace that only I, your Creator and Redeemer, can provide? Now is the opportune time, the appointed moment, to draw closer to me than ever before. Strengthen the pillars of your faith through my word and through prayer. Cultivate an unshakable trust that I will lovingly, expertly guide you through whatever lies ahead, navigating every twist and turn of the path. Be vigilant, my child. Be watchful. Keep your spiritual eyes open. The signs are not hidden. They are all around you for those willing to see. The perceived unraveling of established world orders, the increasing turmoil and unrest you witness in societies, the palpable erosion of compassion and empathy in many hearts, these are not random, chaotic occurrences. They can be understood as the birth pangs of a new era, the inevitable consequences of a world that has, in many ways, strayed far from my original, loving design for harmony, justice, and peace. Do not be like those who slumber spiritually, blissfully unaware or willfully ignorant of the approaching dawn, the dawn of a new reality. Do not allow yourself to be caught unawares. clinging desperately to illusions, to false securities that will soon be revealed for the fragile constructs they truly are. Stay alert. Keep your heart finely tuned like a sensitive instrument to the frequency of my voice, the gentle whispers of my spirit guiding you. Actively resist the myriad distractions, the glittering temptations, the subtle deceptions that would seek to pull you away from the clear, straight path of truth and righteousness. You have felt it, haven't you? Deep within your spirit, perhaps as a subtle intuition, an inner knowing, a quiet premonition that something significant, something momentous is on the horizon about to unfold. The world around you, with its constant noise, its relentless barrage of information, its frantic pace, is actively attempting to lull you into a false sense of security, a comfortable numbness. But you, my child, you are different. You have been created with a sensitivity to the whispers of the Spirit, an attunement to the subtle shifts in the spiritual energy of the universe. You feel things deeply. This very message, these words reaching your eyes and ears right now, is not an accident. It is not a random occurrence in your day. This is a divine appointment, a moment precisely orchestrated by my infinite personal love for you. It is designed to awaken you further, to prepare you diligently, and to empower you mightily for what is to come. Understand the significance of this moment. Do not let this sacred moment simply pass you by. Do not dismiss the stirring in your soul as mere coincidence, wishful thinking, or fanciful imagination. This is a direct call to action from your Creator. It is a summons to rise above the mundane, the trivial, the temporary, and to courageously embrace the extraordinary, eternal destiny that I have prepared specifically for you. Even as the foundations of the world may seem to tremble as change accelerates, remember this unwavering promise. I will never leave you nor forsake you. My commitment to you is eternal. When the storms of life rage fiercely around you, when the ground beneath your feet feels unstable and uncertain, I will be your unyielding anchor, your solid foundation, your constant, unwavering source of strength, peace, and resilience. Cling to me. I understand your questions, my child. I see the doubts that can cloud your mind. I feel the fears that can grip your heart. It is entirely natural from a human perspective to wonder why things must change, why familiar structures must sometimes end. But remember, endings are not always tragedies. Very often, they are the necessary, divinely orchestrated precursors to glorious new beginnings, to profound transformations that will ultimately exceed your wildest dreams and expectations. Trust the process, even when you cannot see the full picture. Trust me, my beloved child, for I hold the master keys to your future, a future brimming with authentic hope, profound joy, and everlasting peace. This is not a promise of a life devoid of challenges, an easy, comfortable path free from all obstacles. That is not the nature of this training ground, but it is an absolute, unbreakable promise of my constant, unwavering presence with you. I will be guiding you, actively protecting you, and powerfully empowering you every single step of the way. You do not walk alone. The clock of earthly time is ticking, my beloved. The time you have been given in this life is an incredibly precious gift, a sacred opportunity. It is a window granted for you to consciously prepare your heart, to intentionally align your life, your thoughts, your words, your actions, your priorities with my eternal, loving purpose for you. Do not squander this invaluable time on fleeting pleasures that leave you empty, on meaningless pursuits that distract you from what truly matters, or on the futile accumulation of material things that will ultimately fade away like morning mist. These cannot nourish your eternal soul. Instead, focus your energy, your attention, your heart on what truly endures, on what holds eternal value. Cultivate deep, authentic love for me, for yourself, and for others. Practice radical kindness, even when it feels undeserved. Embrace forgiveness freely, releasing yourself and others from the chains of past hurts. Nurture compassion, seeing others through my eyes. And above all, cultivate a deep, abiding, intimate relationship with me, your source and your destiny. These are the true treasures, the ones that will endure beyond the confines of time and space. These are the qualities that will shine with dazzling brilliance even in the darkest of times. If the end of a certain way of life, or even the end of this current age, is indeed drawing near, doesn't it make profound sense to consciously, intentionally release the things that hold you back, the unnecessary burdens that weigh you down? Why cling stubbornly to old grudges, allowing bitterness to fester like a wound in your soul? Why allow regrets to cast long shadows over your present and future? Why relentlessly chase after illusions, the illusions of fame, fortune, or worldly power that promise satisfaction but inevitably disappoint? Money, status, possessions, none of these can accompany you into the vast expanse of eternity. They are but fleeting shadows, temporary props on the stage of this life, powerful distractions from the true, incorruptible riches that await you in my kingdom. Instead, actively cultivate the virtues that reflect my divine nature, the very essence of who I am. Seek to grow in love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These are the fruits, the beautiful, life-giving harvest produced by my spirit dwelling within you. These are the qualities that will endure forever. These are the true treasures that will shine with unparalleled brilliance in the eternal kingdom I am preparing for you. My dear one, let the penetrating light of this message illuminate the path ahead of you. Let it dispel the shadows of fear and uncertainty. And then share it. Share it with courage and compassion. Share it with those who are searching desperately for hope in a world that often seems hopeless. Share it with those yearning for meaning in the midst of confusion. Share it with those longing for a genuine connection to something, to someone greater than themselves. Your simple act of sharing, prompted by my spirit, could be the very spark that ignites their dormant faith, the gentle hand that leads them out of darkness and into my loving embrace. Will you be that spark today? Now is the time for decisive action, my child, not passive contemplation alone. If there are areas in your life that you know, deep down, need correction, areas where you have strayed from my path, address them now, with courage and humility. Seek my strength to change. If there are relationships that are broken and need healing, reach out. Extend the olive branch of forgiveness, even if it feels difficult, even if you feel you were the one wrong. Release the need to be right and embrace the call to be reconciled. If there are apologies you need to make, words left unsaid, amends left undone, do so without further delay. Humble yourself and seek restoration. Do not wait for a hypothetical tomorrow, for tomorrow is never guaranteed in this earthly realm. Every moment you delay in doing what is right, in seeking healing, in offering forgiveness, is a precious moment lost, a moment that could have been used to bring restoration, reconciliation, and profound healing to yourself and to others. Seize this present opportunity, this sacred now, to make things right with yourself, forgiving your own past failings, right with others, mending broken fences, and most importantly, right with me, returning to full alignment and intimacy. Remember always, you were not created solely for this fleeting world. Your time here, though significant, is but a fleeting breath, a whisper, compared to the unending vastness of eternity that awaits you. Yet tragically, so many live as though this brief earthly existence is all there is, pouring all their precious energy, their hopes, their dreams into pursuits that will ultimately vanish like smoke, leaving behind only emptiness. I desire for you to live with eternity consciously in mind. Let this perspective shape your choices, your priorities, your values. Every decision you make, every action you take, every word you speak, consider them in the illuminating light of their eternal consequences. Are you living in a way that truly reflects your divine heritage and your ultimate purpose? Are you actively investing in treasures in heaven, acts of love, kindness, mercy, faith? Or are you desperately clinging to the fleeting, temporary things of this earth? Precious one, hear this truth deep within your soul. You are worthy. You are worthy of profound joy, not just fleeting happiness. You are worthy of divine inspiration that ignites your spirit. You are worthy of a life filled with deep purpose, meaning, and significance. I invite you, join me fully on this incredible journey of transformation and homecoming. Subscribe to this channel of communication. Let these messages be a constant, gentle reminder of my unwavering love for you and my persistent call upon your life. Allow your heart to blossom, to expand with each word you receive, with each new revelation of my truth, with each conscious step you take closer to me. Your growth delights my heart. My dear child, my ultimate desire is for you to be ready. Ready not just for the closing chapter of this current age, whatever form that may take, but more importantly, ready for the glorious beginning of the eternal life I have lovingly prepared for you. Imagine a life completely free from pain, from sorrow, from fear, from loss. Imagine a life where you are fully known, intimately understood, and completely, unconditionally loved. Imagine being fully immersed forever in the radiant, breathtaking light of my immediate presence. This is your destiny. This is your inheritance. Take these words, all these words, deep into the core of your being, my beloved. Let them marinate in your spirit. Let them be your trusted guide through confusing times, your unfailing comfort in moments of distress, and your unwavering source of strength when you feel weak. And remember, above all else, you are never alone. I am with you always, walking beside you, dwelling within you by my spirit, closer than your very breath, every single step of the way. And when the final chapter of this world, as you know it, is written, when the curtain falls on this earthly stage, I will be there. I will be waiting with open arms to welcome you into my eternal embrace, to personally show you the breathtaking, unimaginable beauty of eternity, a realm of glory, peace, and joy far beyond your wildest, most fervent imagination. You may have encountered messages similar to this before, perhaps warnings or predictions that filled you with unease or were easily dismissed. But this time I urge you, I plead with you, through these words, take this call to heart with renewed seriousness. Consider this your personal, loving wake-up call. This is my earnest, heartfelt plea reaching out across time and space to connect with you, right now, to awaken you gently but firmly to the reality of what is unfolding and what is ultimately to come. You are hearing, reading, sensing these words for a profound reason. This moment, this connection was ordained, planned, woven into the fabric of your existence long before you were born. It is absolutely not a coincidence that you have found yourself here, engaging with this message at this specific time in your life. I am speaking directly to the deepest part of you, to your spirit, to your heart, and I need you to listen, truly, deeply listen, and then to respond with faith and action. There is genuinely no time to waste on trivialities or procrastination. If you have been postponing the changes you know, deep down, you need to make in your life, if you have been subtly or overtly ignoring the gentle nudges and whispers of my voice, or if you have been living your days as though you possess an unlimited supply of time on this earth, that pattern needs to stop now. Today, embrace the urgency of eternity. You are ready, my child, believe it. You have the capacity within you placed there by me to make the necessary shifts. The key is surrender. Surrender your heart to me completely, without reservation. Let go of the illusion of control. Allow me to lead you, step by step. Allow me to prepare you, equipping you with everything you need. Allow me to strengthen and empower you for whatever lies ahead. Yes, an end to certain things is approaching, but it does not have to be a time overshadowed by fear or paralyzed by dread. When you are prepared, when your heart is truly aligned with mine, surrendered to my love and my will, then the end of any chapter becomes a time of profound joy, a time of ultimate fulfillment, a time marking a glorious, triumphant transition into something far greater. Consider this, my beloved, perhaps my final, most direct plea to you through this particular channel. I have spoken to you in countless ways throughout your life, through the breathtaking beauty and intricate order of creation, through the quiet whispers of your conscience, through the very challenges and triumphs you have faced, through the words of others, through moments of synchronicity. Now I am speaking directly to you through this message. I implore you, do not turn away. Do not dismiss my voice. Do not harden your heart. I am reaching out to you right now with all the infinite, unconditional love overflowing from my heart, earnestly asking you to prepare, to trust completely, and to be ready for my return and your homecoming. I long with an intensity you cannot fully comprehend to spend eternity with you, my precious child, in perfect fellowship, joy, and love. But the choice ultimately rests with you. Free will is my gift to you. Will you truly listen this time? Will you take decisive action based on what you hear? Will you diligently prepare your heart and life before it is truly too late? A deeper healing, understanding your sacred journey through pain, my beloved child. As you navigate this path of awakening and preparation, understand that the journey often involves healing from past wounds, from the pains and sorrows that are an inevitable part of life in a broken world. Sometimes these wounds run incredibly deep, perhaps stemming from childhood experiences where you felt unseen, unheard, unprotected, or unloved. These experiences can leave scars on your soul, influencing how you see yourself, how you relate to others, and how you perceive me. I see these wounds, my child. I see the places where your heart aches, where trust was broken, where fear took root. And my desire is for your complete healing and restoration. Part of this healing journey involves acknowledging and processing the pain you carry, not suppressing it or pretending it isn't there. This process, which some call mourning or grieving, is not a sign of weakness, but a sacred and necessary step towards wholeness. It is facing the truth of your past experiences in the safety of my unconditional love. There are ways I equip you to walk through this valley of mourning, transforming it from a place of shadows into a path toward greater freedom and strength. Let's explore these together, not as rigid steps, but as facets of a holistic healing process guided by my spirit. 1. Embracing your feelings. Sacred messengers of the heart, your feelings, my child, are intricate and important parts of how I created you. They are like messengers, carrying vital information about your inner world and your experiences. Do not be afraid of them, even the uncomfortable ones like sadness, disappointment, confusion, or even anger. For too long, perhaps you were taught, subtly or overtly, to suppress certain emotions, to put on a brave face, to pretend everything was all right when it wasn't. But I invite you now into a space of emotional honesty, first and foremost with me, and then safely with yourself. Allow yourself to feel. Acknowledge the presence of sadness when loss occurs. Recognize disappointment when hopes are dashed. Admit confusion when the path forward seems unclear. These feelings are not enemies, they are signals. When you allow yourself to feel them without judgment, you allow my healing light to penetrate those very areas. Bring your feelings to me in prayer. Pour out your heart honestly. Tell me about the sadness, the fear, the frustration. I am not shocked or put off by your raw emotions. I welcome them. I sat with my children in their grief. I understood human sorrow. In acknowledging your feelings, you validate your own experience, which is a crucial step in healing. It says, "What happened mattered. My pain is real." From that place of honesty, my grace can begin its restorative work. Imagine your feelings as currents of water. Suppressing them is like building a dam. Eventually, the pressure builds, and it can either break uncontrollably or stagnate, becoming toxic. Allowing yourself to feel in my presence is like letting the river flow. It might be turbulent at times, but the flow leads to cleansing and eventually to calmer waters. Are you willing to let the river of your feelings flow in the safe harbor of my love? 2. The sacred release of tears. Crying as cleansing rain, my beloved. Never be ashamed of your tears. They are not a sign of weakness, but a sign of a heart that is alive, capable of feeling deeply, capable of healing. Think of tears as a form of prayer, a language the soul speaks when words fail. They are a sacred release, a cleansing rain for the parched ground of a wounded spirit. When you cry over past hurts, over losses, over the pain inflicted by others or even by your own mistakes, you are participating in a holy act of release. You are letting go of pent-up sorrow, grief, and tension that, if held inside, can weigh down your spirit and even manifest physically. Crying acknowledges the depth of the wound, the reality of the pain. It is a physical manifestation of the mourning process. Perhaps in your past, you were told big boys don't cry or don't be so sensitive. Release those limiting, human-imposed beliefs. I created you with the capacity for tears for a reason. They soften the heart, wash away bitterness, and create space for my comfort to enter. When you weep, imagine my loving arms around you, catching every tear, understanding the unspoken language of your heart. Allow yourself the grace to cry when sadness overwhelms you, when grief washes over you, when the sheer weight of past pain feels unbearable. It is not self-pity. It is self-compassion, a necessary part of the healing journey I am guiding you on. Let the tears flow, my child. Let them cleanse you. Let them water the seeds of healing I am planting within you. Can you recall a time when tears brought a sense of relief, however small? Acknowledge that feeling. That is my grace at work through the gift of tears. 3. Voicing the pain. Speaking your truth into the light sometimes. Healing requires more than quiet tears or internal acknowledgement. It requires giving voice to the pain, speaking the truth of your experience aloud. This can be a powerful act of reclaiming your narrative, of breaking the silence that may have surrounded past hurts, especially those involving injustice or abuse. This doesn't necessarily mean confronting every person who ever hurt you, although sometimes that may be guided by my spirit for reconciliation. Often, the most crucial verbal outburst is the one you have with me, or perhaps safely with a trusted friend, counselor, or support group, individuals who can act as compassionate witnesses to your pain. It's about articulating the specifics. I felt betrayed when this happened. I felt abandoned and alone. I felt unseen and unheard. I was afraid and no one protected me. Speaking these truths breaks their hidden power over you. When secrets and unspoken pain fester in darkness, they gain strength. When you bring them into the light of honest expression, they begin to lose their grip. Verbalizing the pain helps you to organize your thoughts, to understand the impact of past events, and to separate your true identity from the hurts you have endured. Think of it like lancing a wound to allow the infection to drain. It might be painful in the moment, but it is essential for true healing to occur. Pour out your complaints, your laments, your cries for justice to me. I listened to the psalmists who held nothing back, their anger, their confusion, their desperate pleas. I am not afraid of your raw honesty. Speak your truth, my child. Let the words flow, releasing the trapped energy of unspoken pain. As you do, feel the burden light. Feel the space opening up for my healing peace to fill the void. Is there a pain you have held inside, unspoken? Consider speaking it aloud to me right now, even in a whisper. Father, I felt, let the healing begin. 4. Righteous anger. Reclaiming your strength and boundaries now. Let us speak of anger, an emotion often misunderstood and condemned, especially within circles of faith. But my child, not all anger is sinful. There is a righteous anger, a holy discontent, that arises when faced with injustice, abuse, violation, or oppression, whether directed at yourself or others. This anger, when understood and channeled correctly, is a powerful, God-given tool for healing and self-preservation. Think of the anger I myself expressed towards hypocrisy, towards the exploitation of the vulnerable, towards sin that destroys my beloved creation. This was not petty rage, but a holy fire against that which opposes love, truth, and justice. You, made in my image, also possess this capacity for righteous anger. When you have suffered deep wounds, especially from those who should have loved and protected you, like parents or trusted figures, anger is often a natural and healthy response. It is your spirit rising up against the violation, saying, "This was wrong, this should not have happened." This anger is the opposite of shame, which internalizes the blame and says, "I am bad." Righteous anger correctly externalizes the blame, saying, "What was done to me was bad." This anger helps you reclaim your sense of self-worth. It counters the toxic messages you may have internalized from abusers or neglectful caregivers, messages that told you that you were unimportant, undeserving, or flawed. Anger rises up and says, "No, I am valuable. I did deserve love, protection, and respect." Crucially, this righteous anger fuels the reestablishment of your God-given instinct for self-protection. Perhaps past experiences taught you it was unsafe to say no, to protest mistreatment, to set boundaries. Healthy anger reawakens that power within you. It fuels the strength to say no more to abusive patterns, whether from others in the present or, very importantly, from the inner critic. The inner critic, that relentless voice within, often an echo of past accusers, parents, bullies, critical authorities, that whispers negativity, self-doubt, and self-hatred. It tells you you're not good enough, you'll never succeed, you're fundamentally flawed. Righteous anger is your divine weapon against this internal enemy. When the inner critic attacks, you can rise up in holy anger and say mentally but forcefully, "No, shut up, that is a lie. I am a beloved child of God, worthy and precious." This anger, directed internally at the lies, stops you from turning the criticism inward into shame and self-destruction. It builds an internal boundary, protecting your core identity in me. Expressing this anger doesn't usually require confronting aging parents about decades-old hurts, unless abuse is ongoing and boundaries are needed. The primary target is often the internalized voice, the ghost of the past that still haunts your present. You can express this anger safely, alone with me, rail against the injustice in prayer, yell into a pillow if needed, write angry letters and perhaps burn them. With a witness, share your anger with a therapist or trusted friend who can validate your feelings without judgment. Silently within, practice thought blocking. When the inner critic starts its attack, immediately counter it with an angry internal no, and replace the lie with my truth about you. This righteous anger rescues you from the paralyzing fear and childlike powerlessness that can surface during emotional flashbacks, moments when past trauma feels like it's happening now. Anger reminds your system that you are now an adult, you have resources, you have me, and you can protect yourself. It dissolves fear and builds courage. This anger is also vital for breaking harmful patterns. If you don't allow yourself to feel appropriate anger towards past mistreatment, you might unconsciously tolerate similar mistreatment from others in your present life, drawn to repeat the familiar dynamic. Recognizing and validating your anger towards the original wounds helps you identify and reject unhealthy patterns now. Like the woman in the story who, after processing her anger about past assaults rooted in childhood betrayal, found the strength to say, "Please don't touch me," to a colleague exhibiting similar predatory behavior. That is the power of reclaimed, righteous anger establishing healthy boundaries. It leads to self-respect and protects you from further harm. Do not fear this anger, my child. Bring it into my light. Let me help you distinguish righteous anger that defends truth and value from bitter resentment that destroys. Let this holy fire purify you, strengthen you, and empower you to stand firm against internal and external forces that seek to diminish the magnificent creation you are. Can you identify the voice of your inner critic? What lies does it tell you? Right now, practice saying a firm, silent no to one of those lies, fueled by a righteous anger that defends your true identity in me. Integrating the paths, a holistic journey. These four paths, feeling, crying, voicing, and righteous anger, are not separate, linear steps. They often intertwine and overlap. You might find yourself crying as you express anger, or feeling deep sadness as you voice a painful memory. Trust the process. Allow my spirit to guide you in what you need most in any given moment. This journey of mourning and healing the past is essential for stepping fully into the abundant life I promise. It clears away the debris of past hurts, freeing you to love more deeply, trust more fully, and live more authentically. It dismantles the lies that have held you captive and rebuilds your foundation on the solid rock of my truth and love. It is through embracing this healing journey, including the difficult work of mourning, that you become truly prepared, not just for the future, but for a richer, deeper, more joyful present. It allows you to release the burdens that hinder you, to forgive genuinely, which often comes after acknowledging the depth of the hurt, and to walk forward in the freedom and strength I provide. Your ongoing journey, living in my presence, my cherished child, as you integrate these truths, remember that your life is not a random sequence of disconnected events. It is, as I've said, a magnificent tapestry, woven with intricate detail and divine purpose by my loving hands. Every thread, the bright ones of joy and triumph, the dark ones of sorrow and struggle, the knots of challenge, the smooth stretches of peace, contributes to the overall beauty and meaning of the whole design. You may not always see the pattern clearly from your vantage point, especially when focused on a difficult section, but I, the master weaver, see the complete picture. Trust my craftsmanship. Every experience is used. Nothing is wasted in my economy. The dark threads often serve to make the bright ones shine even more brilliantly. Embrace every thread, knowing it is part of my loving design for your ultimate good and my glory. Persevere on this path, my child. The journey of faith and healing requires endurance. It's not a sprint, but a marathon. Perseverance isn't just gritting your teeth. It's actively pressing forward, fueled by faith, leaning on my strength, refusing to be defined or defeated by obstacles. Remember the examples of those who walked this path before you, leaning on me through immense trials and emerging victorious. You are not alone. Draw strength from my word, your daily bread. Draw power from prayer, your direct line to me. Draw support from the community of faith, your brothers and sisters in Christ. When you stumble, and you will, don't stay down in shame. Get back up, learn the lesson, receive my grace anew, and keep moving forward. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. Embrace the profound, transformative power of my grace. It's my undeserved favor, my divine empowerment freely available to you every moment. It's not a license to stay wounded or stuck, but the very power that enables you to heal, to forgive, to overcome, and to live a life that reflects my love. Rely on my grace, not your own strength. Surrender daily, not giving up, but giving over your struggles, your fears, your pain, your future into my capable hands. True surrender isn't weakness. It's the ultimate act of faith and strength, trusting my wisdom and love above your own limited understanding. Bring your brokenness to me without shame. The world may discard what is broken, but I specialize in restoration. It is often through the cracks of our brokenness that my light shines most powerfully. Allow me, the divine potter, to take the fragmented pieces of your past and reshape them into a vessel of beauty, strength, and purpose, filled with my spirit and radiating my love. Your scars are not marks of shame, but testimonies of healing, resilience, and my redemptive power. Practice forgiveness, releasing others and yourself from the prison of bitterness and resentment. It's a choice, empowered by my grace, that sets you free. As I have freely forgiven you, extend that same grace to others, and let love be the supreme ethic guiding your life, my kind of love. Patient, kind, selfless, forgiving, hopeful, enduring. Love me, love yourself healthily, and love others as I have loved you. This is the greatest commandment and the most powerful force in the universe. Find your place in my body, the community of believers. You are not meant to heal or journey alone. Connect with a local fellowship where you can give and receive support, encouragement, and accountability. Share your life authentically. Bear one another's burdens. Celebrate victories together. Weep together. Community is my design for strength and growth. Discover and live out your unique purpose. You are my masterpiece, created intentionally for this time. Seek me, and I will reveal the specific gifts and callings I have placed within you. Your ultimate purpose involves reflecting my character, serving others in love, and making a positive difference in your sphere of influence, all for my glory. Step out in faith, knowing I equip those I call. Live in the promise of the abundant life. Not necessarily material wealth, but a life rich in my presence, peace, joy, and purpose. regardless of external circumstances. Seek my kingdom first, trust me daily, and experience the fullness I offer. And keep praying, my child. Prayer is your lifeline, your constant conversation with me. Pour out your heart, your joys, sorrows, needs, praises, confessions. Listen for my voice. Prayer changes things, but most importantly, prayer changes you, drawing you closer to my heart. A call to share and connect, my precious child. This journey of healing, awakening, and preparation is profound. As these words resonate within you, as you feel my love washing over you, as you embrace the path of healing, let that light overflow. Share this message. Think of others who are hurting, searching, or feeling lost. Your act of sharing could be the very answer to their prayers, a beacon of hope guiding them to my embrace. Click that share button with intention, praying for the one who will receive it. Subscribe to stay connected. Let this be a regular source of encouragement, a reminder of my constant presence and unwavering love for you on your journey. Make this connection a priority in your spiritual walk. Engage in the comments below. This is your space to share your heart, your journey, your reflections. What part of this message touched you most deeply today? Is there a step in the healing process, feeling, crying, voicing, anger that you feel prompted to explore further with me? Share a word of encouragement for others reading this, creating a ripple effect of hope. Simply type, "I receive your love and healing, Lord," as an act of faith. Let this space become a community of fellow travelers, supporting one another as you walk this path together towards wholeness and eternal life in me. Your voice matters. Your journey encourages others. Remember always, my beloved child, I am with you. My love surrounds you. My peace sustains you. My grace empowers you. Walk forward in faith, embrace the healing I offer, and live fully in the light of my eternal love. You are mine and I am yours forever. Amen.